Hi there, hello. You ever try something new, and then you get 1.3 thousand power scalers breathing down your neck, waiting for that Dragon Ball Super video? It's gonna take a lot of time. But they keep asking in every single video that you make, where's Super? You know what? I'm gonna give it to you. So take it. So I thought, you know what, I'll do Daima. Dragon Ball Super is coming. This video will not affect Dragon Ball Super power scaling at all. It's just a one-off video. But I have to address the comments and do Daima. And I have about an hour to record this, oh no. And the consensus for Daima is that I just have no clue at all times. I have bullcrapped so hard this episode because that show is bullcrapping me very hard. But let's start off with your comments. First up, Super Perfect Cell. Forgot to address it in the video. Super Perfect Cell is a power level of 30 billion, give or take, and the power level to destroy the sun is 26 billion. Actually, a really neat coincidence when I was making this. I made all the power levels based on speculation first, and then I put the numbers on it. So it's really nice to see that Super Perfect Cell barely clear that gap to destroy the sun. So yeah, solar system is cooked, but you know, he's not gonna explode the whole thing, just the sun. Power levels being logarithmic. I'm gonna go with no. You know, when the characters say that Frieza doubled their strength, I'm gonna go with Frieza doubled their strength instead of, oh yes, what he actually meant to say was he actually 1.5 times his strength, but it has a log, which directly correlates with his destructive power. And shut up. Shut up, this is Dragon Ball Z. Listen, the log system is actually pretty cool. I just really don't think Toriyama was making logarithmic power when he was making the Dragon Ball system. And that's not really the take I got from the series, so I just went with linear. Although the logarithmic theory is actually pretty cool. I like it. It's just, I'm not gonna do it because I don't think it's real. Kid Buu did blow up galaxies, but that was over the course of decades, or just one decade. But are we going to ignore Dragon Ball cosmology, like the solar systems containing nebula? Yeah, I'm absolutely going to ignore that. I'm really using the Daizenshuu to cover up the stuff that the show doesn't go over. It's so much easier to know that Goku's power level is 150 million on Namek. It just makes my life 10 times easier. So yeah, I'm just gonna follow what the show does. The fusion equation. Fusion equation, right, listen, I said it way too confidently. We don't know the fusion equation, just not at all. I went for character A times character B divided by 272 because I speculated Vegeto's power level first, because guess what? We have a single fusion to go off of. That's pretty much nothing. On the topic of Vegito himself, so base Vegito didn't happen, just not at all. Only in the anime. Guess who forgot to check if the clip was Kai when he was watching the videos? You know what? Screw it. The way I've been using the Daizenshuu, I'm gonna keep it, because otherwise, as we'll see with Beerus in Super, we can't scale unscalable walls. Like Vegito going Super and just trashing Buu tells us nothing. Just tells us absolutely nothing about how strong Super Vegito is. So I'll keep it. I'll keep that power level. That's mine. Buu escaping the time chamber and ripping holes in the universe. First up, we don't know how the time chamber works. Second of all, you don't need infinite power to make a wormhole. It's crazy, I know. You actually need just the energy density of about the sun, and especially Super Buu characters, they've gone well past the power of the sun. All right, I don't think I'm missing a thing. Not a thing. Everything has been accounted for, and nothing was forgotten. Oh yeah. Right. First off, how do we figure out just how strong Goku is than Buu Saga Goku? Training is really inconsistent in this series. You know, Goku sometimes just locks in for the craziest training of all time in the hyperbolic time chamber, or he spends 7 years slacking off. The best thing to focus on is how Tamagami 3 relates to Deborah, although it's related to pre-Majin Deborah, so we can't find it out. Wait a minute, we know the Majin boost. If we pull from Majin Vegeta, the Majin boost is 1.25. So pre-Majin Deborah, 21.6 billion. Now, we need Tamagami 3. There are no statements about how difficult the battle between Tamagami 3 and Deborah is, so regrettably, have to be pretty darn speculative. Deborah is pretty smart. When he fought Boo, it was just like he had no choice. I doubt he'll take on an enemy that's like crazy stronger than him. So I think anywhere from 1.075 times Deborah to 1.25 times Deborah is pretty likely for the Tamagami. So I'll have to average it out to be 1.1625 times Deborah. 25.11 billion. Whether or not Goku loses power when turning into a kid is a whole debate in and of itself. He definitely lacks control over his body, but that also disguises how much power was lost when he became a kid. Though, adult Super Saiyan 4 Goku is significantly stronger than Super Saiyan 4 Kid Goku. And that was after Goku mastered his child abilities and evolved past them. Finding the difference between a kid and adult Goku should be pretty simple, actually. Now, I'm basing this on weight, and since Goku is in his prime, I related the weight of a 23-year-old to a 7-year-old. So Goku will be 3.6 times weaker in his child form than his adult. But what I've added is also narrative multiplying. Yeah, it's bullshit, but we're here for it. I think Goku achieves mastery of his body when he turned Super Saiyan 3 for the first time, and from my perspective, it seemed like he evolved when he went Super Saiyan 4. So Goku at the time of the Tamagami 3 fight should be actually weaker than the Goma fight, 4.25 times weaker than he is as an adult. And since Tamagami 3 is fighting off a Kamehameha from Super Saiyan Goku, and we know Kamehamehas, they have a multiplier, so base Kid Goku, 170 million. Super Saiyan Goku is 13.6 billion. I accounted for grade 4. Yes, I know the multiplier is 50 times. And Super Saiyan 2 Goku, 27.3 billion at the Tamagami 3 fight. For Tamagami 2, we need Vegeta's power level. Using the sparring match at the beginning of the series, we have a Goku and Vegeta that's actually pretty equal. Goku eventually pulls out a heavy punch on Vegeta due to outsmarting him, so I say Vegeta's 0.95 times Goku. And so Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, 99.7 billion. And Majin Buu. I don't know. Genuinely, I don't know. Goku and Buu did fight, but it was so brief, and because of Buu's crazy fighting style, that I don't have anything to go off of. As I stated earlier, I think Goku regained full control of his kid body when he reached Super Saiyan 3. So Kid Super Saiyan 3 Goku is 128.92 billion. Goma's bullcrap! So we're gonna have to figure out Goma before we figure out Super Saiyan 4. But Goma constantly gets stronger. So I need to compare Goma to before Super Saiyan 3 to after Super Saiyan 3. I watched this clip a lot, and I'm not sure. Because we do know that beams have a multiplier, and Goma hits him with a beam, and then when Goku is down, then he hits him with a bunch of stuff. Catching somebody with their guard down in Dragon Ball is, usually pretty darn effective. But I guess using the quality of those punches, Goma pre and post buff would be 109.582 billion and 164.373 billion. And that would give us a multiplier for every time Goma buffs, 1.53 times. I'm gonna use 1.5 times because Dragon Ball with multipliers is usually really simple. 50 times, 2 times, 4 times, you know. So he'll get exponentially stronger every time he buffs. And after a couple rounds of buffing, I compared Super Saiyan 4 to Goma to get the really rough multiplier. It's something like 2.1053 something. So I made it 2 times. I honestly thought it would be bigger, but Super Saiyan 4 is 2 times Super Saiyan 3 with a neat 304.5 billion, which coincidentally is the power level of adult Super Saiyan 3 Goku's power level at the beginning of the Buu saga. Alright, couple rapid fire rounds. Super Saiyan 4 Goku, 924.8 billion. So Super Saiyan 4 Goku with the Kamehameha can destroy 98% of stars. The Demon World Shattering Kamehameha from Goku. I've gotten so many comments that Super Buu was universe level because he could escape the time chamber. First off, F no. Gravity can warp space and time, but it doesn't have infinite energy. Second, we can't have an infinite power level. If you're infinite, your power level isn't tangible anymore. That's just how it works. We can't find power levels of people above infinite. Third, building off that point, I think after a certain level you can just break reality, because power has to be tangible. The only ones I'll accept as infinite are Infinite Zamasu and Zeno's Erase. Fourth, it doesn't take infinite energy to make a wormhole. It takes an insane amount of energy, but one that is well within the reach of our characters. I'm not an expert on the subject, I just used Google and a lot of websites, but you need the energy density of the sun to make one that's a meter wide. Fifth, we don't know how the demon world works. Are they different dimensions or are they just stacked on top of each other? It is a magic heavy dimension. We don't know these things. You could hop from the second world into the first world. We don't know if that's a wormhole. We don't know if that's magic. We don't know if you're literally just doing that. We don't know, but that'll have to do for Daima. But no, that super is coming. And yes, I have an explanation for the Super Saiyan God multiplier with physics. That'll have to do it for me. See you next time. And I was a channel before power scaling. So, fair warning, if you leave where super in any of my other videos comments, immediately remove the comment. You won't actually see that your comment gets removed. You're shadow banned, but your comment is removed.